Alrighty. Live. Here we are. Testing, testing. I don't know how to flip the camera though without just turning it around. Just let me see if I can do it this way. Okay, I appreciate any feedback on the quality of the audio and the video. So far, it looks good to me. I still haven't figured out how to turn the camera around on this thing. So that's a bit of a flaw, but I need to figure that out. I know it's possible on the other software. So if I can get a little feedback, I'd appreciate that. It's 9 a.m. in the morning on a Friday here. It's finally a Friday. Thank Buddha, it's Friday. Friday the 4th. Gennaro, there you go. Picture quality good, audio is okay. I don't have a microphone on here, but very good, Gennaro. If there's anybody at this moment who wants to come in, you can come in and give just audio, or you can come in and you can give audio and video. I wanted to see about getting Soy Dog Cowboy in here, and maybe in the next couple of days that'll happen. But right now he's a little bit busy, so I couldn't get him. And if things work out, we'll start bringing people in again. Currently, Gennaro, since you're one of the few people in the stream right now, Thai baht is 33.06 to the dollar. It just keeps getting a little bit stronger, probably because of the reopening. Air quality index is 81, which is moderate. It's partly cloudy. Current temperature is 81, high of 88, low of 76, and the feel like temperature is 88. The humidity is 82%, visibility is 6 miles, and wind is 9 miles an hour to the west, but I don't know how they figure that, because I don't see any wind blowing at all. None. So maybe I need to change the title of this stream here, and I'll get more people in. I don't know. Let me see here. Let me see if I can do this. Well, that doesn't help. Yeah. Not bad. Okay, not bad is good. I'm gonna go back inside, and I'm gonna see if I can figure out how to change the title of this, and also maybe turn the camera around. Because if I can't turn the camera around, that's a huge negative when you're streaming. I don't want to have to do this. You know what I mean? That's not conducive to streaming. But let me get on in here. The only barista that I've seen today is Miss Mook. That's it. I haven't seen anybody else here today. All right. So, sit down and see what I can do here. All right, we got the YouTube up. Okay. Oh, it's your favorite Gennaro, Miss Beer. And she's quite busy. All right, let's see if I can log in here. Change this. As long as the quality of the audio is good and the video, then I don't have a problem using this. Let's see here. Let's see if I can change the title. And beer is my cheer. I bet she is. I don't agree about picture quality, Gennaro. Is that because I'm in the picture? Or because you're... See, I'm looking at it and my picture quality is excellent. Aside from my face being in it. I got 720 right now, and it looks very, very good. The bastards. Now, let me see if I can change this. Our guest to... guests with an American in Bangkok. Okay, so I am able to change the title. It looks like it, but I don't have any blurriness at all. Well, that's why it's blurry. Change it to 720 and it should be clear. Now we can continue to use this or not. And I prefer not. There we go. I prefer Chuck with audio only. quite frankly. I prefer myself with audio only also. But let me see something here. How do I, mobile phone, how to use back camera, iPhone, back camera with StreamYard on iPhone. How to use your phone as a webcam, blah, 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 blah. How do I use my phone camera? Okay, maybe, let's see. Nope, that's not going to work. Settings, camera. Well, maybe that's how. Let's see. Yes, that is how. Back camera. I knew there was a way. Here we go. So there we go. All right, that's the back camera. Now we're back to the front camera. There you go. Okay. All right, so it works. The picture is a little fuzzy, but it's more than acceptable. Kind of watching a news report from a war zone. Yeah, but you see, this is the thing. It's not acceptable. Because this is, like, how much is it? I think it's $25 a month, man. You know, for me, if you're paying $25 a month, it doesn't need to be fuzzy. It needs to be good. And from the way that I'm looking at it on my computer, on my laptop, it's very clear, but I have it it's in 720. So maybe if you put it on 720, it will be clear. I don't know. Or maybe my internet is faster than yours. I don't know. What do I know? How the hell do I know? You're right, Scott. If you're paying good money, it's not good enough. And that's the whole reason. Well, I'm not paying for this one. That's why there's a StreamYard logo in the top corner. But if I do pay, then I get my own logo and I can do a lot more with the system and everything. It's not a big deal, really. I'd rather just get it free then. But I'm not going to pay for it. And there is another app that I can use, some software that I can use, but I don't know if it's any better, quite frankly. And I mean, I'm using 4G right now. It's the fastest that I'm going to get. So I don't know what to do. But I'd like to hear from some other people as to the quality of the video. I've had 4 or 5 comments, and there's 20 people in the stream, 18 people in the stream. Yeah, but sometimes good enough is not good enough. Now, I don't know if you guys have heard. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see here. All right, well, okay, I was wondering about Andy and if he had gotten through, and I asked him if he made it through or if he's going to the COVID prison. All good. He's staying at the second hotel, and he's near the Ratchathawee BTS station, and he's going to the ancient city soon. So maybe I'll get him on in the next couple of days. I don't know. We'll see. It's all up to him. And if you're somebody who would like to be on, as long as you're not a prick, well, you can be a little bit of a prick, but if you're a douchebag, you're not allowed on. So Soy Dog Cowboy will be on in the next couple of days. And then I'm sure Chuck will be on again at some point. And we'll, I would like to get some more, a little higher profile guests. Maybe we'll have Andy on, we'll have Patia Bob. When I'm talking about higher profile than you're just an expat or there's somebody visiting for a while. Um, well, Gennaro, we'd be happy to have you on. There's not a problem with that. 10, 15 minutes with you is fine. More than that, and it's kind of like, what have you done for me lately? What are you going to do for us? You're going to dance? You're going to sing? Longhorns is always welcome. But I know his position. So there it is there. I'm a prick too, but I'm not a douchebag like some people. Like some fat fucks in Canada. There's a few other fat fucks in Belgium and Germany. They're all over the place. The fat fucks, they're everywhere. The fat douchebags are everywhere. And that's coming for me. I'm not a little guy, but I'm not a big fatty. I'm not a little. I'm not a, what do you call it? What the hell are those? I'm not like a donut hole. Hey, I got to tell you, since we're not really talking about anything Thailand related today, because I don't feel like talking about the COVID. I know Patty Bob wants to hear me talk about the COVID, and oh my God, we're all gonna die. At least that's what the government says, and those kind of things. I just, no, thank you. So. Well, some people have good trips to immigration, and some people don't. You're listen. Why don't you come on with your usual channel, and then we can talk, okay? Then, other than that, we don't really have anything to talk about right now. What I was going to say is, if you really want something good to watch, I found it humorous and slightly enlightening, but go on Netflix or just search it out. You can get it online somewhere if you know the little sites to go to. Go to the movie and look for the movie the Tinder Swindle. And yeah, Husky, thank you. It used to be that I looked like with the guy Wayne Rooney from the Manchester United. That's when I first got here. People were like, "Are you Wayne Rooney?" And I'm just like, "Yeah, that's me, Wayne Rooney." I barely knew who he was. And then it was like, "Oh, you look like the guy from Seinfeld, Costanza, the little bald guy." Oh God. Oh, what's the matter, Ed? Can you come back with your channel? Can you come back and talk to us about it then, or are you just going to use this other channel that you created today? Because we need to know that you're the real person. Fucking douchebags. You know what? Fuck this. I'm going to do something now. Gennaro, I'm sorry, but I got to do this. Well, it doesn't matter to you. It's not going to matter to you. Oh, what did I do? I didn't. Oh, wow. Okay, let's see here. Sorry. There we go. Hopefully that will work. as I said yesterday, we're going to start making these streams more subscriber only and members only. Because, first of all, I don't feel like dealing with the grief. And second of all, because I just think it's a good thing to do. So that's my answer. It's kind of like the guy from Thai immigration who, when they asked him, why do you have to renew your marriage visa every year? Or why do you have to do 90-day reports? Why do foreigners have to do 90-day reports? And his answer was, excuse me, because Penal Code 123456 says that all foreigners must abide by the rule where they send in their 90-day report every 90 days. Yeah, but that doesn't give me the reason. What is the logic behind it? Not what's the penal code, what's the civil code or whatever the hell code it was. And I want to be lazy. I admit it. And there you go. Laziness is a good thing. So, sorry there, guy spelled with the wrong name. Fucking douchebag. Douche. Somebody figure out because my mommy said, exactly. My mommy said you have to go to school. Yeah, but why am I going to school? Well, now a logical answer might be because when you go to school, the teachers are supposed to teach you things that might be important in your life as an adult. Not always, it depends on the teacher, but and instead they just say, oh, you have to go to school because my mommy said. There you go. Anyway. Guest with an American in Bangkok. I'm surprised, a little bit surprised that, well, not really, I guess, that Andy is, he's on the road, he's out there, he's ready to go places and do stuff very, very quickly. And I need to see something. He had said something about there is a fair near my house. And it ends today or tomorrow. I don't want to go today. I got shit to do today. In fact, I have a lot of things to do once I'm done here. Once the mall opens up and I can go running around. Yeah, that's what I mean. That's not a reason. The reason is because it's the law. No. Why is the law in place? So perhaps the question needed to be a little bit more specific. Which the Bangkok Post is, in my opinion, not what it used to be. But you know what? It really, this doesn't look too bad. The quality of this. They also don't need a good reason, but it would be nice to have one. Well, that's the thing. They are not required to tell us anything. You can be like, hey, because we said so. But I don't think that sends the right message. And that's what this is about. That's what I'm talking about when I talk about the attitude of the government. I think you really have to look at things from their point of view, which is Thailand gets a lot of scumbags. I mean, really. I'm not talking about, guys that aren't filthy rich, or I'm talking about they get some real dirtbags that have done some bad things in their country and they're running away to come here so that they're able to live here and hopefully they won't get caught. Now, fortunately, Thailand catches people sometimes. But I think that's one of the main reasons why they've cracked down. And they're just like, you know what? Better to have uh, less quality, a lower number of quality tourists than to have a higher number of tourists and then run the risk. Maybe the way that they figure it is that the number of people who come in who cause their police force endless grief, and that they have to worry about whether they're an international terrorist or whether they're just some thief or something like that. That maybe on the whole, in the long run, it works out better for them to just go, okay, let's just get less people. We want to make sure that it's not that easy to get in here. Last time you used these, the guest would be in HD and you would be in SD. Yeah, part of the problem is that these services, this StreamYard and also Melon app, they don't have an app. They just tell you go on your browser on your phone, which is where I am right now. I'm on the browser on my phone. Yeah, I know. I know who Bernard Trink was. I used to read his stuff. I also know a guy named Hardy Stockman, who I think he passed away like, I don't know how. Let me see. A while ago, 10 years ago. He was a big Muay Thai fan, and he was one of the first guys that I saw who was a foreigner living here. And I really liked the guy. I liked his attitude and his knowledge. He's a smart dude, but I don't know if he's still alive. He started living in Thailand in 1967. This guy Hardy Stockman. Yeah, it doesn't say his. Did he die? That's what I want to know. Is he dead yet? I thought he died. Bernard Trink's been gone for quite some time. Let's see. Maybe he's not. Let's see. Maybe he's still alive. But I don't think he lives in Bangkok anymore. He hasn't lived here in a while. If he did, I would have went and saw him already. Yeah, I don't think Hardy Stockman is still alive. He hasn't had he hasn't posted anything on his Facebook since 2013. I think he's gone. Very knowledgeable guy, and so was Trink. Trink he had a certain way. And that's the thing. Back then, when he was writing, nowadays, man, if you're writing about the bar girls, even if you look at it, even if you're talking about them, there's a lot of people out there who don't like it. They're, disgusted by it. What kind of person are you? You even tell people you're going to Bangkok, and you know the ropes or the deal. It's like even you say, "Oh, I'm going to Thailand." Oh, you're one of those people. That attitude. And it didn't used to be that way. Not nearly as much so. And so he got away with a lot. He could write a lot. And yeah, some people didn't like him, but I thought he was an interesting guy. Different, quirky, for sure. Yeah. It's interesting. I can't find anything on Hardy Stockman, but anything more than what I've already found. Well, he was a South African. And this is the thing. I'm not talking about myself. Maybe, but the people who have been here for a long time. When you get to a place, you're 30, 40 years, 50 years you've lived in a place. really, it probably is a good idea uh, uh, to listen to what they have to say. I never talked to him. I know who he is. Or I knew who he was. I don't think he hasn't lived in Thailand for a while. The original stick man. And I said this a couple of times, but there was a guy. I think he's still connected on my Facebook, and he said he was going to buy the Stickman site, and he wanted me to be the Stickman. And I was like, yeah, I don't know, I don't know if I want to get involved in that. And then it was just like, what? I don't, the whole idea is I don't want to be working for anybody else, I haven't worked for anybody in my life, really. It's been 33 years or something like that since I did anything. Hey, thanks a lot there, Mr. Bison. Is that what it is? Bison? Let me see here. I think, yeah. Bison. Thank you, Mr. Bison. Chokdi and Kapkumaka. Thank you very much. You are the first of the day, so you have good luck for you. Yeah, I mean, listen, that's the thing. It's just like kind of like the chowderhead thing. People find that stuff interesting, and I really, you call me an old fuddy duddy. I mean, really, I'm just at the point where in my life where I just don't give a flying fuck. You know, I don't care about all these people with all their problems. I mean, most of the people that I know are fairly intelligent. They know what they're getting into if they get involved with somebody who, is not only from a different culture, financially nowhere near as well off as they are and might need their help. And then maybe they're working with, hey, thanks, man. Thanks a lot. Um, and, most of the guys nowadays who have half a brain, they know. And back, say, 10 years ago, 8 years ago, whenever I was doing those, I think there was still a lot of people out there. I'm not saying that I changed things. Maybe I changed a few minds or whatever and got people thinking. But I think just the internet in general and having access to information has helped guys to where they know, hey, listen, if I'm going to get involved, you take it with a grain of salt, you see what happens, and things don't work out. You don't get all bent out of shape about it. And once you get a little older, especially, you realize, like, a woman is not the end all. It's not, listen, my wife adds a lot to my life. But, there's a lot of responsibilities that go with being married or even having a girlfriend. There's a lot of responsibility. And sometimes those responsibilities are welcome, and sometimes you're like, son of a bitch. Like I said, going to my kid's school, I used to just, every time I'd have to go there, not the one now because he's older, but when he was a little kid, and they used to just, oh my God, I will say this, it wasn't terrible, but it was one of those things where I would go, and the whole time I'm like sitting thinking, when can I get out of here? When can I go? There's all these screaming kids around me. There's all these little kids whining me and screaming and yelling and running after each other and banging into me. And all I was thinking was, when can I get the fuck out of here? When's my kid going to get up and do his little song and dance so I can get out of here, I mean, maybe I'm saying something that other fathers would like to say. I don't know, but now it's quite a bit different. And so, like for me, the whole chowderhead thing and the thing about the nightlife, really, if you think about it, that should not be it should never be a priority. I'm gonna come to Thailand. All I'm gonna do is party and bang chicks. That's your priority? You know what I'm saying? That's not a good priority. Those are not good priorities. What was this? Let's see here. Oh, when and where would you like to meet up? Okay, Andy just messaged me. I wouldn't say anything of those things because I wouldn't be there. I know you've never indulged. Listen, sometimes I will admit it. I've been to those places. Goes first and foremost, it was about going there and having fun. Second, it was I was hanging out with my buddies or a buddy or whatever. Um, me and my one of my friends, and Longhorns knows who he is. Um, we've we've done our share of partying together in places, and we used to go just to go hang out. It wasn't about the women. It wasn't about let's get trashed. It was just let's hang out, have something to eat, have a couple beers, and we'll see what happens. And he was never the kind of guy who would go and hang out all the time in these bars. But it's definitely not a priority. Like I say, it's the icing on the cake. When and where would you like to meet up? Do you have line yet? Or a phone number? Maybe we can meet up with Chuck and or John or let's see here. When are you going to Pattaya? Pattaya Bob, if you're listening, we may come and pay you a visit. All right, he's been. You have life or not? Oh shit, that's one thing I gotta get. I gotta get my kid another phone number. My kid's got two phones. I got one phone, but I got that piece of shit little one that's like, it's like one of the first mobile phones ever made. There is no, you can barely text on the thing. But the thing was like $560. It's like $20. The thing is all right, man. If you don't have line, go home. Well, I'm sure he'll respond to me in a few minutes. Maybe, I don't know why he's not in the stream, but maybe he's out on his way to the ancient city. And I never did call the place. I should have called him up for him, but sorry, Andy. You're gonna get what you get when you go there, no matter what, anyway. So it would be good if they have their act together and things are working at 100%. Now there is a place I need to check it out. I haven't been there in a while. And I talked about it the other day, and that is Nana in Chinatown. It's just a little alley. And I've been there before, but I haven't been there since it's really progressed. And so I'm going to go there in the next couple of weeks. And actually, if you have what happened here? If you have Netflix, there is a show on right now. The name of the show is Midnight Asia, and I've only watched one episode out of, there's probably 10 or 8 or 10 or something, 6 or 8 or 10. I think it's like 8. And there's Tokyo, Manila, I think Hong Kong, but there is also a Bangkok episode. And I saw Nana again. This is like the second time in this week that I've seen something about Soy Nana in Chinatown, and so the episode was pretty good. If you have Netflix, or you can find Midnight Midnight in Asia, uh, it's worth it. It's worth watching. It's only like a 30-minute episode or something. So, how old is Andy? I don't know. He's got to be around my age. You know, he's an old fucker too, just like me. I'll find out more. I will meet with them. Uh, you know, shit. What did I do wrong? Let's see. I don't think he's. No, he hasn't responded yet. So you know, it might take him a while. And there we go. That's what. For some reason, my information is not working that I'm looking for. If anybody knows any other streaming services where you can bring people on to inside of the video and you can talk and they're good, then let me know. Son of a bitch, what's happening here? Anyway, so Soy Nana is a place that I'll be going to, and like I said, I think maybe the next week I can, if Andy is going to Pattaya, Andy and I and maybe Chucky can all run down there and go see Pattaya Bob. That would be fun. What was I looking for? So at least what I'll say about this this StreamYard is that it seems to be pretty stable. There's no real problem with the StreamYard. Soy Cowboy is named after T.G. Edwards, American. Yeah, where'd you find that information? I already knew that. I wouldn't have remembered it off the top of my head, but I do know now that you're stating it. I do know about this. But where'd you find that useful tidbit of information? I am not a historian of this place because, as you know, my memory is dog shit. Really. I mean, Longhorns knows this. Jono knows this. Everybody who knows me knows I got a bad memory. I have a great memory for long-term things, like that have happened in my life. I have a good memory of those things. I have a terrible memory when it comes to everyday things and shit that I don't really need to know. You know, that is relatively unimportant to me. Let me see here. Pat Pong gets its name from the family that owns much of the area's property. The Pat Pong immigrants from Hainan Island, China, who purchased the area in 1946. At that time, it was an undeveloped plot of land on the outskirts of the town. Listen, when I first moved here, there was not all that much around Pat Pong. It was not quite the same as it was now, as it is now. It was quite a bit different. A small Klong and antique wood house were the only features. The family built a road, now called Pat Pong 1, and several shop buildings, which were rented out. Pat Pong 2 was added later, and both roads are private property, not city street. The old teak house was demolished long ago, and the Klong filled in to make room for more shops. Originally, Pat Pong was an ordinary business area, but the arrival of bars eventually drove out most of the other businesses. Make money too much. By 1968, a handful of nightclubs existed in the area, and Patpong became an R&R stop for the U.S. military officers serving in the Vietnam War. Although the main R&R area for GIs was along New Petchbury Road, nicknamed the Golden Mile, and also another area, and I'm going to see what I can find about this, in near the Klong Place Pier. Yeah, it's not so easy to find this information anymore. But there is a guy. He's like a Swedish guy, and he has all kinds of photos. And I believe I still have some of them saved to my computer somewhere to a hard drive. I'd like to find him. And one thing about this, let me see if I can do it here. Well, see, I'm not going to be able to do it on. I don't know how to do it on this one. I can put up photos inside of the stream with this thing here. Let me see if I can figure it out. It was much easier on the other one. I knew the other one, the Melon app. I knew that one pretty easily, pretty well rather. Let's see. I can't get in here this way. Anyway. Oh shit. Maybe that's why my internet went off. It's good to know that I'm not the only one who thinks that Starbucks' internet is dog shit. It's really bad. So I'm going to have to look through this software a little bit more and see. I don't know if StreamYard is any better than the other app, and the other service is cheaper, and I know it much better than this one. And actually, Patia Bob is the one who recommended it to me. For all that useless COVID information that I hear from him, he's got a lot of good information. He's on the ball, so to speak. Let's see here. All right, is this the one? Mosquito Bar. Yes. Mosquito Bar was located in Bangkok's original red light district at the old Klong Toi Wharf. This is what I'm talking about here. Let me see. The Mosquito Bar. You can enjoy and relax in the most modern and elegant bar in town. Many beauty and charming hostesses. Good service. And I forgot whose blog this is here, but I remember this. This is the same guy who puts up some of the videos. The Mosquito Bar. Whose real name? The Mosquito Bar opened up in the 1930s. It was one of the first bars to start serving, and it went all the way to 1982. The Mosquito went into hibernation during World War II as merchant ships rarely anchored at the port. Japan also occupied Thailand during the war, which pretty much put the kibosh on the freewheeling whiskey-fueled nights that the Mosquito induced. And if you remember, I know that Longhorns has seen the movie, and I've talked about it before with Ben Gazzara. Uh, this is kind of what Ben Gazzara was doing. He was waiting for the merchant. He was actually on a merchant ship in the movie. What was the name of the movie? Saint Jack. It's a Paul Theroux novel turned into a movie. It's called Saint Jack, and it's set in Singapore. Dean Barrett turns 80 this year. He's part of that. It has many stories about Washington Square. Yeah, I never got into Washington Square because at the time when Washington Square was still going and I was here, I was much younger than the average person in Washington Square. I hung out at Nana most of the time, and I did like Clinton Plaza for as long as it was going, and I did visit Terme many, many times. And Terme, I don't know how it is now. I haven't been in there for many years since the last time when I got into a fight with a Danish guy and then ended up I had to go to court for that. So let's see here. Drinking monkey at the Mozzie. Which is, what is drinking monkey at the Mozzie? That is drinking Mekong whiskey at the Mosquito Bar. The Mosquito only opened after the sun set on the waterfront. Inside, it was the darkest bar in all of Bangkok. The bar's patrons were almost exclusively merchant seamen with a few Bangkok expats thrown in. The Mosquito was strictly off limits to American servicemen. Shit-faced noodles. Had kimao. Spicy noodles. Spilled beer, grabbing someone else's bar goal, or simply saying no to an offered shot of Mekong could be reason enough for a barroom brawl. But a brawl at the Mosquito was entertainment. A few drunken sailors trying to punch each other in near darkness was more comedy than violence. Oh my God, that's funny. I would have liked to have been a fly on the wall back then. All right, so let's see here. Although I'm looking at a picture of this girl, the guy looks like he's completely out of it, like he's on smack or something. And his hair is just, I'm going to show you guys. Let me see, make sure I can do this. Let me see how I can do this. Got to figure this out. All right, let me see. Let's see. So the guy looks like he's strung out, and the girl, I've seen better and I've seen worse, but I've seen a lot better. That's 1970. Place is starting to fill up here. Yeah, I think something that they should really iron out with this StreamYard is how you turn from the back camera from front camera to the back, and vice versa. The Mosquito Club is no more. It hasn't been around in 40 years. It was one of one of the bars in Klong Tui. It was one of the first bars to open up, and it was a very popular place for the, as I said, the merchant seamen. Uh, but that's what the movie's about that I was just talking about. Uh, Ben Gazzara was a merchant seaman or merchant captain or something, and he came into the port in Singapore, which I guess was Malaysia back then, and he really liked it, so he decided that he wanted to stay. He got on with some Chinese guy that was sold products to the merchant ships that were coming in, and so that's how he was able to stay. He got a work permit and visa from the guy, but the guy didn't like him because he was a Guilo, and he didn't like the Chinese guy because the Chinese guy and everybody that worked with him were racist, and he thought he was an asshole. And so he wants to get away from the guy and still be able to do his thing. The story is about him trying to open up a brothel, which he eventually did, and having to bypass the triads that didn't want him to open up a brothel in the area. Hey, Carlos, we're very safe here. Yes, no problem. What about you? All is well? Carlos, you could come on if you wanted. I can send you the link. You can come right on. You could show your happy face on the stream. Or not. Up to you. Let's wait until after Monday. All right. No problema. You can tell us all about what's going on there in that world. Let's see here. I missed it. That's for you, Gennaro. I think more people are coming here. Oh, you know what? Yeah, no word back from Andy, so maybe he got to the ancient city already. I don't know. Be interesting to know how much he's got to pay to get in there. Especially if the place is not 100% open. So 10:10, so they're going to go on and on about this. You can look at the past and talk it up and talk about how wonderful it is and how it used to be, and maybe it was better in some ways, but they don't usually knock things down and just make something that's shittier than it used to be. There's a reason why they're knocking something down. However, when it comes to like the whorehouses, either they're making a better whorehouse or they're making something different, and guys are like, what? You just knocked down a row of 20 whorehouses. I don't know if anybody remembers, but I think it was on what, soy 11, soy 13. No. Let me see. 4, 6. I think it was soy 6 or soy 8. I can't remember now. Let me see. It doesn't even show it now here. Yeah, here we go. This is about when they bulldozed Washington Square, but I'm talking about the ones it was on like it was soy, like I thought it was soy 6. They knocked down a whole row in the middle of the night. The owner just came in and had the whole place bulldozed, and there were little beer bars, and there was like little salons and stuff like that. Apparently, they were there illegally, and he just bulldozed he bulldozed everything, just knocked it all down. I'm trying to find out what is. No, not Buckskin Village. Yeah, now that I think about it, many of the many of the bars along Sukhumvit are gone. Okay, yeah, 20 years ago, bars lined Sukhumvit Road from Soy Zero to Asok. Some of them were just wooden shacks. Let's see here. Chewit Garden now stands on Soy 10. It was Soy 10, excuse me. Uh, yeah, well, that was Soy Zero, and it was, I'm trying to think of an other name before that. It was Buckskin Joe, yeah. That was, I mean, Soy Zero was knocked down about 16 years ago. But there was a lot of little places, along the road, and the one I'm talking about is uh, it's on Soy 10, and it says here there was once a network labyrinthine network of bars. What kind of word is that? Bars, shops, and restaurants, just like across the street over there by Soy 7. There used to be all kinds of little tailor shops. They sold knickknacks. The girls would get their nails done. They get their hair done. Then there was a little food place, and then across the street was another little pool hall. Uh, that before that, it wasn't even there. It was just a spot of road, and then a little bit farther down is the beer garden. But on the morning of the 26th of January, 2003, business owners came to work to find their Sukhumvit Square establishments totally bulldozed to the ground. Their livelihood simply vanished overnight. And there is a photo of this. This is from Stickman. Okay, so good he got that somehow. I don't know how he got it, but a public garden was built there in its place, Chewit Garden, a park. The only bar that has survived from the Sukhumvit Square era is the Bush Garden on the opposite side of the road. It still stands there, sore thumb among tourist spots. Uh, yet in good company above the dubious coffee come knocking shop, the Terme, and the next one next to one of the one of Succumbit's many tailor shops. There were once beer bars like this everywhere along the stretch. Only one today survives. Other areas followed a similar fate. Aso Plaza, yeah, I remember that. 13 Night Market, Soy Zero, Easy Square, Soy One Plaza, and then Washington Square fell in early 2013 to make way for the expanded development of the Emporium shopping empire. Well, you think about how much money the Washington Square is generating versus the Emporium uh, shopping empire, so to speak. Hey there, Jim. The square, once home to Vietnam vets who hung out at the Lone Star Bar and the Silver Dollar, is sadly no more, although some of its late residents can be found wandering aimlessly around the area searching for those glory days of yesterday. Now, this is pretty funny, all right? Worse yet, earlier this year, the grungy tunnel behind the Check-In 99 bar, running behind Succumbit Road, connecting Soy 5 and 7, was demolished. The Check-In bar, Check-In 99, was between 5 and 7, and it was just a tiny little narrow entrance that goes up. It was next to a little beauty salon, which is where I asked the first Thai girl. I think I asked the first Thai girl out, like regular Thai girl, semi-regular Thai girl. I asked her to go out with me, and she didn't speak a word of English, and I barely spoke a word of Thai. And I've told the story before, but I took her to this place on Soy 5 to go get seafood because I'm thinking, oh, well, I've got to take her to a nice place. I didn't know shit. She gets there and she just goes, she didn't even know what to do. She didn't know how to eat right. She didn't know anything. That was another one that didn't know how to really. She was sitting there. She was like looking at the plate and she goes, I go back. And she left. She left me sitting there, and I had my meal alone. And then I asked her later on what happened, and her friend said she's shy. She doesn't know how to feel being there in that place with you. I was like, okay, whatever. But the Check-In 99, they used to have this little guy. He was like, I don't know what you call him. I don't know what the proper terminology is nowadays, but he was a little tiny guy. And he was old. He was like probably 60 years old. Gray-haired, little short, dark guy. And he used to just sit there on a little stool. And you'd go by and he'd go, hey, come on, come inside. And he was the most memorable part of the place. I didn't like the place. I went into it a couple times and I was like, I can't. This is not my kind of place. It was a bit run down. Haven for shady internet scamsters, hair salons, and rat-infested bars. The tunnel took, to be fair, a strong stomach and an open mind to walk through at night. It wasn't that bad. And walking through it in the day, no big deal. Lynchian dwarfs, okay, there we go, sang karaoke atop pool tables. An ancient, gnarled foreigner sat languidly, this is not very good writing, stroking a lop-eared rabbit. A mannish female applied makeup while winking into the compact camera, catching the attention of stragglers by. As you reached the end and out into Little Arabia, you knew you had made it through the tunnel, and you've never been happier to see a kebab vendor in your life. It was not that big of a deal. Seriously, if you've been in Bangkok and you've walked around in Bangkok, it wasn't that big of a deal to walk through the little alley. Yeah, that guy knows his shit. He really knows his stuff. I am not a historian, and if I could remember what I had for dinner last night, I'm having a good day. Who can they really Who can say they really miss that? I do. Well, this reporter, for one, those areas instilled a sense of adventure in those brave enough to investigate their depths and corners. That's not really an adventure walking through the alley. Come on. Going into some Burmese whorehouse in Chiang Mai with some like doorman showing you around and telling you to take your pick, and then flying through the city on the back of a motorcycle with some girl clinging to you for dear life. That's a bit of an adventure. Not that that ever happened with me, but it's an adventure. Quite what was happening, we couldn't really say. The Amulet Market, a Newt Beer Garden, I forgot about that place. Tongloa open air restaurant. These places will, of course, be remembered, perhaps more fondly than the bizarre little areas around Lower Sukhumvit. Oh God, the oldest part is that mansion that we went to. That's the oldest area, I believe. What the hell's the name of that? The Thai Sai Thai mansion, or I can't even remember it. But it's worth asking, is Sukhumvit losing any of its vibrant character as the degeneration of these misfit spots reaches its obvious conclusion? And where next will fall victim? This is horrible. So hang Thai. Uh, Basically, where's next? Where's the next place to be demolished? Love it or loathe it, the infamous Lower Sukhumvit debauchery seems set to continue for the time being, but probably not forever. In the big bad city, the only thing constant is change. Okay. This guy acts like that was such a like, oh my God. I saw a rat while I was walking through this alley, and there's like lady boys in there. That, I mean, for Thailand, that's pretty much the norm. Longhorns, you young pups have no appreciation for the nostalgia. Hello, Scott. Hello, Robert. Hello, Newman. Um, I don't think that, when it comes to Longhorns, I think Longhorns is just concerned about what am I doing right now? Where's my next meal coming from? And, is there anything I can do that's interesting that I feel like doing? You know, like not on the not on the TV, like, Gunsmoke or whatever. I'll bang an old woman. I guess it depends on how old. And the older you get, the number goes up a little bit. You know, the older you get, you start thinking, okay, well, But I gotta say, I mean, this guy is like, he's talking about this, and there was that place, I can't remember the soy. Nobody here's even gone to Country Road on Soy 19 or Hot Shots on what the hell road was that? Up by MBK. I don't think any of you guys have gone to those places, although I could be wrong. I was never a big fan of Pet Pong. I just thought that the quality there, those were where the hardened whores were. Nana was a little bit better. And then Soy Cowboy came into the picture. And it was good as well. This is the thing: is that there are many foreigners who they love the sleaze, they love the grit. I don't know. There's nothing wrong with that. Why would there be? All right, so yeah, the mall is open now. Let's see here if I can do this. However, this part is not open yet. So basically, the grocery store is open. So I think what I'm going to try to do is figure out the other software and see how that works compared to this. And yeah, I can see where there's a bit of blur here. I think it's, in this case, it's Starbucks' crappy internet. All of my friends are old as shit in Bangkok. I've been to the old house, old coffee shop. I'm nostalgic. Well, that's because you hang out with an old man when you're here. Actually, my old lady is starting to get old now, too. She's actually starting to get old. Let's see. My kids are starting to get old. What happened here? Time flies, which is why you got to make the most of it. Make the most of it when you can. And just try to have some fun. All right, there we go. The internet, I just don't understand. I would like to talk to somebody at Starbucks. Maybe I can find out. And why? Every single Starbucks, their internet is usually it's really bad. How hard is it to have decent internet nowadays? In Thailand, where they have 4 and 5G, I don't think it's all that difficult. Anyway, maybe I expect too much. That's the thing. Temper your expectations, you bastards. Let's see if I can look at this here. The picture quality is fine. Well, that's good to know. I still am going to try this other service. Okay, good to know. That's there. 2315. Okay. It's free. You want 5G, you're going to pay more. Well, I pay 4G for 4G. And the reason I'm getting a SIM card for Nicholas, and Alex already has AIS, is because I want him to connect his line account, as I've recommended to many people now. If you can get line, if you have a bank account here, they have their own bank account. Hook up your line to your AIS phone number, and then I have a code. It's a promotion code. The promotion's been going on for a year and a half, where you get 100 gigabytes of bandwidth. Excuse me. And it's 150 baht. So that's a great price. Much better than any other service out there. And I can tell you that I stream if I stream 3 times a week, 4 times a week, that will last a whole month. You guys are probably not streaming, at least most of you who are here. And so it's more than enough for what you are using it for, which maybe it's for watching YouTube videos or a movie and listening to music and that kind of thing, and visiting websites. It's more than enough. 150 baht, man. That's less than $5 a month. That is just, that's incredible to me. Fucking incredible. All right, well, so I got that taken care of. Let's see here. Yeah, but my internet here with Starbucks is like, it's barely working. It's not working, so what are you going to do? Anyway, the service on my phone is working very well. It's just my Wi-Fi on my, well, now it's working again, but it's just sporadic. I have to say that this past week, of all the times that I've been in Starbucks, Gennaro's friend Beer has been extremely busy. Somebody must have told her, you are now in charge of this or that, and she is always very, very busy. I think she's like working as the assistant manager or something. I don't know. So, Gennaro, I'm very sorry that we have not get. Somebody said, I like it when Beer serves the food, and there's only so much I can do. Without being a royal pain in the ass, which I'm not going to do that. All right, let's see what else. What else we got here real quick? Anything going on? Anything we need to know? I'm sure there is. Phuket officials alarmed by number of tourists testing positive on arrival. Watch how fast that kills the test and go version 2. Ooh, here's something. This is a good thing. Although 100 is not that many. Officials will install traffic lights and surveillance cameras at 100 Bangkok crossings. Traffic lights, there's a lot of traffic lights already there. So, I don't know if that's such a big deal. What is the vaccination rate in Thailand? It's quite high. In fact, the number of people who have completed their vaccinations is 48,344,400 and rising, which is 69.11% of the people have been completely vaccinated. 74.64% have been vaccinated with one shot. And now they're doing 250,380 doses per day. At least they'll have a good recording. Why didn't I put my glasses on? I wonder I can't see it. At least they'll have a good recording when they get run over. Yeah. All right, so this is the big one here, that Phuket officials are alarmed at the number of foreign tourists testing positive on arrival and are pointing the finger at allegedly fake results from pre-departure PCR tests. So everybody in their country is getting a fake result, and then coming here and they've got real results that show they're positive. That's ridiculous. Deputy Governor Pichit Panapong raised the issue during a call with the CCSA, in which he urged the government's COVID-19 task force to improve screening measures for overseas arrivals. Well, why do they need to approve the screening measures? They're catching people that are positive. Isn't that what they want? Now we got to hear this. False COVID-19 RT-PCR test results are assumed to have something to do with the sharp rise in the number of post-arrival positive tests among tourists. These problems are something beyond Phuket's authority to deal with, and help is needed from the CCSA's operations center. That's what this guy says. It's not going to help a bit. Denmark is at 80% and have no restrictions now. Yeah. Well, Thailand they'll be at 120%, and then they'll still have the mask mandate. I don't blame. There's starting to be some liveliness here. I don't blame Thais. Can't expect compliance without accountability. I believe many of those who tested negative were from a certain country. No, not China or the U.S. According to the Bangkok Post, some travelers are also arriving only armed with antigen test results, despite pre-departure PCR testing being a condition of entry. Well, why are they allowing that? I don't get that. Pichit has expressed concern that the number of infected arrivals is going to go up as more people register through the relaunched Test and Go entry scheme. If this happens, it will place an increased burden on the island's hospitals and hospital isolation facilities. The director of Wachira Phuket Hospital, Dr. Wirasak Lontongkang, says an infected rate of 3% is being reported from day one test on arriving passengers. He added that the situation is still under control, but that if the rate surpasses 5%, hospital and hotel isolation rooms risk being overwhelmed. Meanwhile, the CCSA has reported that up to 40% of over 20,000 applicants who required for Test and Go who registered for Test and Go on day one of its reopening are traveling to Phuket. On Monday and Tuesday of this week, Thailand welcomed 7,742 overseas arrival, 344 of whom tested positive on arrival. So that's about 4%, yeah. Okay, so what countries would those be, Jim? Do tell. I meant positive. Yeah, which countries? New warning against traveling to Thailand. What's new? Wow, hotels report 40% booking cancellations due to oil spill. I did hear that, the Russians, okay. I did hear that the number of hotel rooms being booked is rising slightly and slowly in Phuket. The number of hotels booked is rising. However, it is still not enough to make any major dent in the economy. It's not going to help all that much, and it's going to take a few months for things to get really rolling. That's if there are no other stipulations thrust into the noisy Thailand. Even the Thais are fed up with it. I've been saying that for a long time. Now let me see. Is this what I think it is? Yes. Noisy Thailand. It's good that they are starting to acknowledge this. Everyone gets a 20% raise, medical costs and occupancy going up. Surveys have shown that listen to this place. It's this fucking twat over here. I think he probably doesn't have headphones. Well, he does have headphones. Noise pollution. Yeah. Hopefully that's the end of that noise pollution. While many foreign tourists and expats think Thais just grin and bear it, the opposite, in fact, is true. In terms of being an annoyance factor, noise is the #1 source of complaints throughout the country. A news TV story on the subject quoted a university professor as saying that nearly a third of all complaints to the authorities, like the police and district authorities, are about noise. Noise pollution is a big issue in Thailand and accounts for 32.8% of complaints nationwide. Information from the Thailand Research Fund showed where much of the aggravation comes from. They listed people who were drunk. No wonder they don't want people buying booze here. Noisy road racers. There is a motorcycle or a couple of motorcycle guys that go up and down my street every so often. I don't know if they don't have a muffler on. I don't know what it is, but they are extremely loud. And every time they go by, I want to throw a brick at them. Noisy road racers, arguments. I don't get too many arguments in my neighborhood. We don't have that. Festivals and parties, we don't have that. Restaurants, no, not really. Factories, vehicle repair shops, soy dogs and feral cats, and construction. These were the main culprits. So what can people do about it? Advice from the research fund is to record when, where, and how often the noise occurs. Can we record this room? Can you hear this? It's like the songtowers going up and down in the street with the megaphone asking people to buy onions. It's like, how important is are onions and cucumbers? The dogs, we don't have any real problems with soy dogs because people, they keep their dogs locked up. If there were soy dogs, I would be pissed, man. At the end of the street, once you go out, then that's where you start seeing a few soy dogs. But they're not really soy dogs. They're more like dogs that are owned by the people who have the shop houses, but the shop houses, the owners make them keep the dog outside at night, make the dog go outside at night. And so they sit there like on the sidewalk, right where you got to walk by. But there are some problems with the soy dogs, yeah, for sure. And they do need to address that. Then you're supposed to report it by calling 191 using the police app, Police Alert You. Police Alert You. Or contacting the local station. If that doesn't work, try contacting the district office. If that doesn't work, bring the baseball bat out. Wrong tool means to complain about problems you might be facing. How about people parking their car in front of your house? I have only had 2 bad episodes with dogs. I had a bad episode with a dog up in, I don't even remember the name of that city, but it was like 3 o'clock in the morning and it was raining. I did the video like right after it happened. That sucked, man. It was dark out. It was raining, and I hear these dogs barking, and I'm like, those are big dogs. I'm like, man, I hope. And I looked over, and I see this gate, and they're behind the gate, and I see it, and I go, oh, okay. And then I walked a little farther down. All of a sudden, they come tearing out of the end of the gate, or the end of the fence. It was open. And they went after me, man. I was really, I felt like if I fell, I was going to die. And that's no exaggeration. I thought they would rip me apart. And they were big, and they were strong. And the one that wasn't the most aggressive, I kicked it under the jaw. And once I did that, that one backed off. And then the more alpha dog saw that one back off, and then he kind of backed away a little bit, and then that was the end of it. When Key lived in Florida, couldn't believe I woke with her. I don't understand. Well, I had a bad episode with a dog when K.I. lived in Florida. Couldn't believe I woke up with her. I don't know if you guys know. Dog bites are number one of all bites. Number two is monkeys. Monkey bites are the number two bite from animals, which is why I say they are nasty little fuckers. All right, let's see here. Does it say? Well, this is not Thailand specific. Will you get rabies this year? That's on Bangkok Hospital's website. Okay. In Thailand, data shows a prevalence of 1.3 dog bites, 1.3% dog bites in visitors to the country. Let's see here. More than half of 100,000 deaths, occur every year, most of them in Asia and Africa, 40% being children less than 15 years of age. That's rabies. These regions typically have high stray dog populations, such as 10 million. Watch this. Yeah, that was the guy playing the music. Fortunately, he's leaving. Now, notice how quiet it is now? 10 million dogs, stray dogs in Thailand, with a tenth of the dog in the Thai capital being rabid. That's scary, man. Monkeys are strong and will eat your face off. Yes, they will. They will. Not only that, they'll rip your pecker off. Literally, they will. And figuratively. I'm trying to find out the... Let's see here about the data. How many dogs in Thailand have rabies? 400 confirmed cases of rabies in Thailand since the beginning of the year. You know, you look up for the number of dog bites, and they don't show you. All right, now this is from 5 years ago, and it says there's between 8.5 million to 10 million stray dogs in Bangkok, or in Thailand rather. You just remember when I go through Klong Tui, how there's areas where I don't want to walk through there because there's so many dogs just hanging out, and I don't want them to run out and bite me. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. And I'm not even thinking about some of the little places that I've been where you're out in the middle of nowhere and you think it's going to be safe, and there's a shitload of dogs running around. One in 10 dogs is said to have rabies in Bangkok. 1.3% of foreign visitors get bitten, so they got a thing against foreigners. Sounds like they're government trained or something. Occasionally severe enough to be fatal. And even if the wounds themselves aren't severe, the victims sometimes get rabies, and that is virtually always fatals. Fatals. Yeah, didn't somebody just get ripped up and get killed by a pit bull here in Thailand? Well, there's one here that was a year ago, but I thought this just happened. This is about 9 months ago. Owner attacked by pit bull dies of injuries. And this was in Pattaya, Ban Lamung. After being rescued from the attack, the man died the next day from neck bites and loss of blood. Now his widow is lashing out at the wave of online attacks levied against the family and their treatment of their pit bull, threatening legal action using Thailand's strict computer crime and defamation laws. Well, that's sad. That's a shithole country statistic. We have more stray illegals. I believe that untreated rabies is lethal 100% of the time. It's not 100%, but it's very close. And to get treated for it is very, very painful. Yeah, government trained dogs. It's just like dogs that are trained to hate black people or white people back in the States. Anyway, so there you go. Kind of sad, eh? Pretty sad. All right, well, the mall will be opening up in about 15 minutes. And I won't be going to the Rap God, nor will I be going to the Coconut Girl. Although, Gennaro, I can send you, I have a photo that I took near the coconut stand. You might like it. So I'll make sure I send it over to you. Not for public consumption. Everybody checks their temperature, but nobody signs it. Nobody signs a paper, and nobody signs in with the QR code. Cheesecake. Oh, I have to tell you, I had something. I don't know what the hell it was called. I sent a picture of it to Jono. It's like a miserata or something like that. It's like a cream puff kind of thing. Italian, whatever. 35 baht. And man, was that thing good. That thing was good. And I figure, fuck it, I've been walking my ass off. I can have one. And I have dropped some weight, which I'm very happy about. I'm down 6.6 kilos now from the beginning of the year. So now I need to lose another 60. No, not 60. Anyway, I'm looking forward to meeting up with Mr. Andy and hanging out with him and Mr. Chuck and Mr. Jono and maybe Patia Bob in the next week or two. Not really sure exactly when. But that should be fun. And if I can, we can stream our little encounter. Maybe I can shoot some video. I don't know. We'll figure it out. There is a video going up today for those who have not seen it, and I'm going to comment on it. It's about Chuck and his bum gun. How he still hasn't used it. He has not pulled off the usage of the bum gun, which is so freaking easy. I don't understand. To me, it's like, and I draw the line. I'm not going to go over there and sit down on the toilet with my ass hanging out and show him how to use it. He needs to figure it out himself. It's like a freaking 4-year-old kid knows how to do it. So what does that say about you, Chucky? Learn how to hold a hose. Anyway. Place is emptied out now. Starting to empty out slowly but surely. Fills up slowly, then it empties out slowly. And by late afternoon, Gennaro, why are we talking about this? I don't know and I don't care. I don't care about Chucky's sex life or his shitting life either. Oh, Jesus Christ. See, if I could flip the camera around very quickly, it would have been very easy for me to show this. Let's see if I can do this here. There, that was for you, Gennaro. I would think it would tickle. Listen. Everybody should use the bum gun. It's very simple. If you're using toilet paper, Gennaro, have you installed a bidet or a bum gun in your house yet? Have you done that yet? Because you really need to. I highly recommend it. And there's one person, she's not in here today, Me So Hungry. I guarantee you, Me So Hungry, the way that she talks, she needs to have that thing installed as well. Longhorns, we already know about you, but you're in transition. Soy Dog Cowboy, I'm going to say, yeah, he needs it too. Maybe that's what I need to do. I need to sell a line of bum guns. American made. Hi, I'm Scott, and welcome to my newest product. Let me show you my newest product. It's called a bum gun and an American. Well, you need one, Gennaro. Anyway, it's a cloudy day here. It's supposed to rain later in a couple of days. Not too bad here. And, oh, here goes your little friend, Gennaro. She's gone now. Your little barista. You know, I don't know. Does anybody here own a Starbucks? Anybody know how much they're pulling in? I'd like to know how much this place is pulling in and how much their franchise fee is. I'm sure we can check the details on it, but I don't know about here in Thailand. But it would be nice to know. I'd like to know how much are they pulling in versus a place like Cafe Amazon or one of these other places. Uzbekistan, 10.74% of arrivals testing positive. Well, now in Uzbekistan, maybe they're a little lenient on the entry or the exit test. Maybe somebody's getting paid off, They're making their 20 shekels. The old switcheroo. Well, guys, the next time I stream, I'll be using the Melon app. Not Malin, Melon. And I'm gonna, because now I hadn't used the StreamYard in a while, the software. And the Melon app, like I said, I'm more accustomed to it, and it was the last one that I had used for a while. This one, the StreamYard, I haven't used in a while, and I haven't got it all set up. The other one, I had it all set up, everything was easy, but it just wasn't high enough quality. And if this is high enough quality, great. I'll just keep it free because I'm not going to pay $25 a month. It doesn't do all that much to help the channel. Yeah, but if the Melon app is better, then I'll see about that as well. That's $15 a month. That's a little more reasonable. And if the quality is good, then we'll go with that. But anyway, like I said, keep abreast of the situation. Keep checking back. I want to start getting into a habit of just going back to streaming like 3 times a week, as opposed to almost every day, and maybe giving some lead time so that people have a chance to get involved. But if there's going to be a lead time, I'm going to make it subscribers only and members only. So, is he really afraid he's going to damage his balls or something? I don't think. I think he's just fucking lazy. Really. Listen, I put up a fucking video, and I tell him, Chuck, I just put up a video. If I just put up for instance, I just put up the bum gun video. Can you send me the link? I'm like, dude, why don't you just go to my channel? You're subscribed. Go to my fucking channel. Go on YouTube and type in my name and go to my channel. Why do I have to fucking send you the link? He's just that way. He just, well, if you send me the link, it's easier. No, it's not easier. It's easier for you. It's not easier for me. Can I do this in time? There you go. Thought Soy Dog was going to come on. Well, I asked him about 30 minutes before I went online because I just happened to think, oh, maybe I should try it today. He said, oh, I can't today. He's busy doing something with his parents. But he wants to come on, and I'm sure he's got plenty to say. And it'd be interesting to talk with him and hear what he has to say. The one thing is that I want to kind of limit it when people come on. I want to limit it to like no more than 30 minutes. And maybe not at the beginning of the stream. So. But other than that, I don't really have, there's no issues. I just don't want to, unless something's really, really, really interesting, like we're in a great conversation, you got to kind of limit things a little bit. So. And, I do have, there are a couple of people that they might be able to talk that don't ever come onto my stream. It might be very interesting to have on, Oh. She's hurting. All right, so we're open now. I think they opened a little bit early because the rest of them are still not open. I miss Soy Dog's. Hello. I miss Soy Dog's singing. I don't listen. I got a hard enough time with our cat. I'm starting to have a problem with the cat. Me and the cat don't always see eye to eye. To me, I'm like, it's my house. What I say goes. You take your ass off of my chair, you little cat. Don't sit where I'm sitting right before I sit down. You know what I mean? Like, don't sit down. Right as I'm going to sit in a chair, don't sit down on my chair. Go sit in your own place. That's a dog would do that. Most of the time, a dog's not going to sit down right under you. A cat will just go there. Oh, fuck you. It's my place. I'm going to sit down. No, it's not your place. Or I'll start eating. Yesterday I was eating. What was I eating yesterday? My wife made some curry. And the curry was so spicy that I couldn't eat it. She just made it way too. I'm like, are you kidding me? I had like 2 bites and my stomach hurt already. That's how spicy it was. And she's like, I didn't think I made it that spicy. I'm like, well, it is. And I asked Alex, and he goes, yeah, that's. He couldn't eat it. I couldn't eat it. Anyway, I started eating. What the hell was it that I was eating? I don't know, some chicken or something. As soon as the chicken came out, I got sitting there on the table, and I'm over watching The Tinder Swindler. I come over to get it, and Sid is like, he jumps up and he's like guarding my chicken. Like he's getting ready to eat it. And I'm like, get off of my table. What are you doing here? Get out of here. And that's how he is now. And then, if you try to push him away, he gets pissed off and he sings, he talks. He wants to go out, you don't let him out, he's constantly meowing. It's like, shut up. Her curry was not baby, believe me. Because damn near everything that she's eaten, I've eaten it too. But ever since I had the gallbladder surgery, I've noticed that it's much more difficult for me to. I don't appreciate the spiciness anymore. It's just too much, and I just don't appreciate the flavor. I don't know what's happened to me. also with my stomach, but I just don't like it as much. And before I was like, I understand where she would be like, it gives me power. I understand it. But now I'm like, I don't want it. My stomach can't handle it anymore. She's constantly making curry. We eat it all the time. Sometimes the kids bitch and moan, and I usually don't bitch, but yesterday it was like 2 bites, and I was like, you got to be kidding me. Oh, well. Anyway, we have reached the end of the line once again. End of the stream. It's run its course. Dallo, you come in right when I'm getting. Do you wait like right when I'm? Have unstable internet. All right, we're back. We're back. Dallo, hopefully I will meet up with Andy in the next couple of days. Maybe Andy and Chucky and Jono. If Jono's going to be there, I won't stream. If it's going to be Chucky and I may meet up with Chuck and Jono, and then meet up with Andy and Chuck. Because Chuck, he's Mr. Social Butterfly. Or I may meet up with Andy alone. I don't know. I'll talk to him in the next day or so. I don't know why I say hello, I say goodbye. Isn't that the song? Anyway. It's been fun. It's been real. Unfortunately, Dallo, you were a little bit slow today. Slow to come in. But guys, do me a favor. Leave me a thumbs up. I would appreciate that. Remember to subscribe. And click that little notification bell. I would appreciate that as well. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I don't think you really missed all that much. I don't know. What did you miss? Anyway, yeah, leave a thumbs up, subscribe. Leave a thumbs up, please. Subscribe. Click the notification bell. Check down in the description. And there are numerous ways you can help support the channel, including watching and commenting, not lurking all the time. But there are many other ways you can contribute, and I would appreciate that. Yeah, what's the big wrap up? I don't know. What did we talk about today? No toilet talk. We talked about people coming into Thailand testing positive. We talked about hotels feeling the oil spill. We talked about what? What else? We talked about how noise is quickly becoming something that Thais are fed up with, and more than most people would think. We talked about dog bites. We talked about the mosquito. This is what we've talked about for quite some time. The mosquito bar in Klong Toi, and some other old establishments that got knocked down along Sukhumvit. And yeah, that's about it. So let me get out of here. It's time to go. It is time to get on out of here. So let's see. Okay, that's good. That's good. So anyway, yeah, let me get out of here, and hopefully I will be somewhere outside, out, I don't know where, at a cafe or at a restaurant or somewhere in the next couple of days. And I know I have some things planned in the next week or two. But as I said, maybe I'll get together with a couple of different guys and we can do things that way. And we can do Soy Dog Cowboy will be with us online. That'll be nice. Catch up with him. So plenty to see and do. All right. So until next time, I am Kun Sagat, and I am an Americano I am a Farang. Shit. I'm an American in Bangkok. There we go. And until next time, Chok B, Leo Jerkan Mai, which means good luck and see you later. See you when I see you. All right? Take it easy, everybody. My battery's going dead. That's the real reason I gotta go. All right? I'll talk to you guys later.